Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to set up switch access, camera switch access on the iPad. So the version that I have here is going to have a little different setup than Android. It partially works on the device that I have, but it can actually be set up to be more involved. I'll demonstrate in a moment, but the principle is similar. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the accessibility settings. Okay. Sorry, that's the App Store. I'm going to go to the accessibility settings. And so there's an accessibility setting. Here, we'll start to the beginning. The accessibility setting is under this item called switch control here. It's off now, and again, remember I have the accessibility shortcut set up. So if I click switch control, I see that I have it off, but I can turn it on, and I can use several different switches. So the switch control is for camera switches, hardware switches, etc. And so let me just go over the options real quick. The switches are the switches that you interact with, the actual camera or device. The important settings here for this demo I'll also go over. Scanning style is important. By default it's on auto scan, but I set it to manual scan because I wanted to be deliberate about what I interact with and what I click. The scanning style auto scan would have it set such that if I scan something, or your iPad is scanning, and as you interact with the camera, if something is selected, after a certain amount of time, it can auto-select the thing. So I said manual scan because I want to make sure that every interaction I do, including navigating and selecting, is corresponding to an action that I take. So I don't want to have it auto-select after a certain amount of time. Depending on how you want to set up and customize your switch, you can do it either way. So there's also these other options here that allow for more nuanced interaction. For example, hold duration, how long do you have to hold the switch, ignore repeat, how sensitive is the head movement. I can make it very sensitive or not. There's head tracking here. Now head tracking is interesting because head tracking being on, even though head tracking is on, I noticed that when I was interacting with the iPad, the actual gestures that I was making weren't affecting the interaction with the device. So I believe there just may be a setup issue on my end, but that doesn't mean that we have no capacity for this demo at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on switches. And so I have 3 switches set up currently. I have the left head movement, I have the right head movement, and I have this volume switch. So let me try a left head movement. Well, actually, you know what? Let me just go over the add new switch option first before I do that. I can add several different kinds of switches. Camera switches, which the camera switch is the left hand movement and right hand movement, and that's already assigned. And then I have sound switches. So I set up one sound switch to respond to the sound shh when I interact with something, and I'll show you the assignment of these switches. So the left head movement is moved to the previous item, right head movement is moved to the next item, and shh makes a selection. Okay, I can make something more explicit than that. Instead of having the selection as a sound, I can have the selection as an entire word, like select or something like that. But this is just for demonstration purposes, so I can mix switches together and controls. So let me turn this on, switch control. Okay, and so if there's also a switch control playground as well if I want to practice, but for now I'll just demonstrate. So as you can see, this left a menu section for the options and the settings is selected. So if I go to the right, I'm going to the left actually. Now it's able to select. So if I click, if I go down, well, let me go back up. it's not detecting my left head movement, but that's fine. Oh, that's because, oh, I see the problem. Okay, so if I go shh, see it goes to, it clicks the accessibility menu. And then if I go back, I'm gonna go backwards. So now I'm gonna try to select the icons. So I selected that box down there. Shh. Okay. Shh. And so I'm back on the crossword screen. So let's see. Okay, now it's picking up my actual words as I talk to them. So let me exit out of here. Shh. Okay, now I'm at a new game section, or I'm at the game's home section. So if I go downward, shh, shh. I'm gonna try to play connections with the switch access. I'm not very practiced at this, but let's try it anyway. Oh, it keeps going up. Okay. Shh. Okay, let's click on play. We'll get used to it. Shh. So let's see. Shh. Let's see what words I can pick. Shh. Shh. So as you can see, I select the board, and then I have to select further items within the board. So it does take some time to get used to, but if I'm good at it, I can do this pretty fast. So I want to go to the next column. Let me select back. Shh. I think I'll put accept. Shh. Shh. And so on and so forth. Shh. So it would take a while to play the game, but you get the idea that after some practice, you can use your head motions to kind of change you can detect the motion of your head to select items, and you can select them strategically. And if you lose the selection, you can always go back after some practice to get the selection back. So that's basically it. And yeah, demonstration of camera access, camera-based switch access on the iPad.